You know, there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Better than beautiful.
Welcome, coming to you live from the studios of LA Talk Live in sunny Los Angeles, California. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more, and I'm your host, Alayna. We're here to talk about beauty and more in all its expressions every Wednesday at noon Pacific time. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
No more searching, love, I found it. Ended up with my heart and soul. About time that you know. If you just believe and see like I see, you'll know that the world is yours to own. Just follow my lead beyond material things. It's time to let you know you're better than beautiful. You're better than beautiful. You're better than
Hubert's Lemonade, tasty, refreshing, sweet, and tart. Happiness in a bottle. Visit Hubert's Lemonade at hubertslemonade.com. Once again, that's hubertslemonade.com. Happiness in a bottle. Xavier Tees and Tots, groundbreaking fashion, forward street smart designs. Tees and Tots for men, women, and boys. Visit xavierusa.com. Once again, that's xavierusa.com.
Young Connection, your one-stop connection for all your graphic design and commercial printing needs. Young Connection is a full-service printing and media design company dedicated to providing the highest level of customer service and satisfaction. Young Connection provides swift response and rapid turnaround services for banners, brochures, business cards, letterheads, church bulletins, funeral programs, flyers, logo design, posters, and much, much more, all at an affordable price. Young Connection, the official printing company of LA Talk Live. Give them a call at 310-491-3336. That's 310-491-3336, or visit their website at www.youngconnection.com. That's www.youngconnection.com. Young Connection Printing and Media Services, proud sponsors of LA Talk Live, where it's more than just talk.
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk and more. I almost didn't see my cue to come back on. I was listening intently to this beautiful music. Ruslan, thank you for coming to the rescue. This show that was supposed to be here had to cancel at the last minute. So who do I call but Ruslan? And I'm like, do you want to do a show? He goes, sure, let me start working on the phones. And then all afternoon, give me a few more. I'm working the phones. So thank you for putting this wonderful show together. Because I hate to have this 90 minutes not be used properly, and with so much going on in your industry this summer, I'm like, you know what? Let's see if you're available to remind everybody, because we're so busy. We have very short memories.
Thank you very much for having us. Thank you for thinking of me and
I always
all my
think
friends.
of you. No, not that way. Not that way. Not that way. But you know, when you come on this show, we get to really talk about classical music and just wonderful things that are going on in LA, that you're doing that people don't know they're happening, and most of the time they're free, and they're so inspirational for the family, and I love doing things for the families, and to get their kids inspired into different types of music than they normally listen to, because they don't have it in their curriculums at school that much anymore.
True. Yeah, unfortunately.
So if you come on, we get to remind all the parents, you know, all the grandparents, who's ever listening to the show.
And the children themselves.
And the children. Yeah, even the lady, even Shannon, that's working on our Facebook page, has posted things now about classical music.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Which I don't
Excellent.
think she would ever even think of, because she's a beauty blogger.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. Good, excellent.
So I thought that was very exciting that we're reaching people.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thanks for having us here. And we have two excellent, wonderful guests here. One of them is Andrea Yu. She is a former student of mine, actually, and she's a student, music major in UCLA. Studies with Antonio Lissi, doing cello major. And of course, famous Frank Feta.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you.
Oh, you're wound up from the drive here.
I know. I said to Alayna, I said, I got here really, really fast because I had one of my limbs, my foot was on the pedal and my hand was on the horn, so I got here really fast.
You must love coming on the show like Ruslan. You're my two favorites. You guys do such an amazing job. You've been on more in the last few months than anybody.
I know. I love it.
I mean, I'm
It's like
thrilled to have you.
I
I mean,
know.
we're really getting the word out, and I couldn't be happier.
It's almost like Elena's breakfast club.
Classical
or brunch
breakfast-
club.
Yeah.
The classical brunch. There you go.
There you go. The classical brunch club. I like that one.
What I want to do right away, let's give them the phone number as a call if anyone wants to.
Okay, but you better give them a time to call. Let's say after 12:30. Let's get the show going, get into a rhythm, and then have people call.
All right, so everyone who wants to ask a question, call us after 12:30 Los Angeles time, okay? LA time. It will be 19:30 UTC time, okay? Greenwich. And the phone number is +1, that's United States, and 323, that's Los Angeles, 473-3100. Once again, +1, United States, Los Angeles, 323, and the phone number is 473-3100, 3100. All
And
right?
those of you that are watching us live on Ustream, the number is right at the top of the page.
Yes.
So it's right there
Good,
if you want to
good.
call. So yes, we'll open up the phone lines after 12:30. We usually take a break around 12:30.
Yeah.
So if you get put on hold, just hold on. We will get to you.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Ruslan, start the show.
Okay, starting the show. Well, look, we are doing the show this coming Friday at Saban Theater, the Temple of the Arts, and Frank will be conducting. Andrea is in the orchestra, actually. She just got accepted to Glendale Philharmonic. I'll be the soloist. You will be in the audience.
I will.
I'm not sure if Richard is coming. Are you coming? Yeah, he will be. We all.
Richard says yes. I'll be there. I'll be there.
So it's an amazing, piece composed by Sharon Farber, the Israeli composer.
Who was here last time on the show with you.
Yes, and she composed the piece that our orchestra, basically myself, commissioned. It's a concerto for cello with orchestra and narrator.
And two pianists, right?
And two pianists, yeah, but pianists sort of a part of the orchestra.
They are part of the
It's
orchestra.
a large orchestra, too. We
Yeah.
have like
Yeah.
32, 31,
35 people, yeah.
35, yeah.
people, yeah.
Can you control them?
Always. In my other hand, you're not left hand on the horn, right hand on the whip.
Now you can see, folks, why I love having them on the show. We laugh the whole time. But we do give you great information and wonderful music to listen to.
Yes,
And
now
we do inspire you.
yes, and the show is free of charge. Okay, so everyone is invited. No need to buy tickets. Just show up at 7:30 at the Temple of the Arts. It's located 8440 Wilshire Boulevard, Beverly Hills.
It's a beautiful, beautiful theater.
Yeah, it's been recently remodeled. We will have one of the pianos delivered from Steinway. It's one of their best pianos, as a matter of fact. There will be Shabbat service right before the concert. It will be very short. We will have celebrities and VIPs, including Consul General of Germany, Dutch Consul General, and Israeli Consul
Is
General.
it Norway? Where was he?
They call them Dutch somehow.
Oh, it's the
Norway,
same thing.
yeah, but it's
okay, it's
pretty much the same
Dutch.
thing,
That's
yeah.
it.
It's a kingdom, I think, right?
Yeah.
So they will be giving like short speech. It won't be too much of talking. It will be mostly about the music. Yeah, so please come, join us. The piece is about Holocaust.
Yeah,
Frank, why don't you?
Well, it's a fascinating piece. I don't know if I would say that the piece is about the Holocaust. And I was talking to my wife this morning. It's very an interesting statistic. They have recently polled people under the age of 35, and about 50% of the people under 35 had no idea what the Holocaust meant or what it was or what the history of the Holocaust was. And the Holocaust, of course, is the period of time in the 40s, the late 30s and 40s, where the German Reich under Hitler began their extermination process of Jews, unwanted people, Jews, gypsies, gays, other kinds of people that were unwanted. And originally it was to purge the Germany clean of these people, get them out, but it became really a cause célèbre of actually trying to eradicate these peoples from the face of the earth. So, as the Germans became more powerful in Europe and started the war along with the Japanese, it became apparent that this would be a very big and complicated process. And so resistance forces built up in various countries that the Germans were taking over. And in Holland, there was a strong resistance movement, as there was in Norway and other countries. And of course, the Russians were also very much in support of the Allies during that period, and were very, very instrumental in saving many, many, many Jews from this Holocaust that the Germans were ravaging the world with. So it was a very, very big thing. But the one we're focusing on right now is this gentleman named Kurt Loewens. Kurt Loewens is Dutch. And when he was a very, very young man during World War II, he actually saved a couple of flyers who were in danger of being captured by the Nazi by literally hiding them in a haystack. I mean, in a way, the humor of that is rather incredible, because you think, you say a needle in a haystack. Well, a needle you can hide in a haystack. How do you hide a couple of people in a haystack? But I don't know the whole story, but I imagine it was a farming country, and so they could hide them if the Germans were looking for them. So Mr. Loewens, Kurt Loewens, wrote a book about this. Also, he was very instrumental in saving a lot of Jewish children, probably Dutch Jewish children, from being captured by the Nazis. And he reunited a lot of these people who were captured, even who did get captured eventually, with their families. And so he became quite a cult figure among many of these people who were saved from Nazi extermination or torture or imprisonment. And he then came to America at some point and became a rather famous actor, and he still acts. And I had finally, at our rehearsal last night, I had a wonderful conversation with this man. He's really smart, number one. His life experiences are incredible.
And how old is he now?
Well, he must be in his 80s,
Yeah,
80, 85, maybe.
Yeah, like late 80s.
Yeah, the mind is so alive, and not only is the mind alive, but you could tell the way he reads the text. Now, I should have said that.
Yeah.
He is going to be the narrator for Friday night's performance, and he's remarkable. He is remarkable. The voice is beautiful, and when and the narration, there are not many words in this narration. It's very short. There are little clips of word. I mean, at one place, he just says a very, very simple, Shema Israel. I mean, and it's so impactful because of what Ruslan is doing on the cello and what the orchestra is doing. Just these small little snippets. But these snippets actually come from a book, which evidently Sharon had read, and then when Ruslan commissioned
by Kurt.
and Kurt Lorenz wrote the book.
Yeah.
And it's about these experiences that he had during the war. And Sharon read it, and then I guess acquainted herself with Kurt, and then she got the commission from Ruslan, and she suddenly said, I'm not going to make this is not going to be a normal concerto. It's not just going to be orchestra and cello, but we're going to make it a textual thing, make it a theatrical thing. And I'm sure Kurt was interested. I was not in on these negotiations because I was actually. Ruslan asked me. He said, "We're going to have cello concerto." I said, "Okay, fine." Great. Okay, what's the cello? We don't know yet. We don't know.
Sharon couldn't come up with the idea for a long time. And I would call her, is there anything? She said, no, I'm thinking, I need an inspiration. I don't know what to compose, how long. And the first piece was supposed to be, 10 minutes, then it became 15 minutes, then we got 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But I saw it the first time that you did it in January, and it was amazing.
It was. It's an incredible work.
It's incredible.
And I think what I have seen since January, actually, because many more negotiations had to go down between Sharon and Ruslan and the Glendale Philharmonic and the Temple of the Arts and the sponsors of the Temple of the Arts and getting supporters, funders, etc., etc. And then her idea, we're going to expand the orchestra from 15 now to 35. That's a big expansion, twice the amount of orchestra.
More than twice, actually.
Yeah. So that's huge. And also now it's an interesting thing because other groups have been realizing that we did it with Glendale Philharmonic in January, have sort of come on board and said, I was there, or I heard about it, or what have you. It's sort of taking wings. It's growing legs and wings and flying. So it's and like I said this to Sharon. We were at Sharon's house for dinner a couple of weeks ago, and they said, "Well, Frank, we want you to write a little text for the program from your perspective as the conductor." And the first statement I made was, first of all, it's remarkable when the music world gives birth to a new cello concerto, because there aren't that many cello concertos, right? Yeah. So that's a remarkable thing, especially with an instrument that in the past 10 years or so has become so tremendously popular. I mean, people love the cello. I mean, it's almost, to me, that has been almost quintessentially the stringed instrument, because every pop star wants to have a cellist with them, and stuff like that. So it's become a very popular instrument in the public eye. And then I said, but the additional factor is that because I don't know if ever any cello concerto in the history of the planet, of last 400 years of Western music, we'll say that, whether there were so many components of emotion, politics, history, ethnicity, human cruelty, then transferring to human transcendence, saving people. The elements that have gone into this cello concerto are just not musical. They're extra musical, but the music expresses all of them. So I think at the end of my statement, I said, so there probably has never been any musical piece for the cello. There have been a few pieces which have done this, which have kind of taken us to the crossroads of music and politics and human activity, and reflective of a very, very specific and overpowering historical period. I mean, that whole Second World War, Holocaust thing. I mean, the whole world was involved in war.
It was.
Stupidly for the second time in history,
in the 20th century.
In the 20th and in the
century,
20th century, I mean, it was a colossal event. So this cello concerto reflects all of
You're
that.
so excited about this.
I am excited about it. You know what?
Are you wearing a tux?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's
That's a whole nother. We were having a fashion discussion last night.
Yesterday.
We don't know
Oh,
where we.
that's what I'm picking
And
up.
you know what I said? I've been here long enough. I'm going home, and I had to go to this store and buy dog food. So so I said, you guys continue the discussion of
So you don't know yet.
I don't know yet. So
Well,
It's
today's
still in the
already
process.
Wednesday. You only will have tomorrow.
well, we have lots of costumes in our closet. So
We're professional musicians after all,
we're good with that. Yeah, we're good.
But yeah, it's still sort of hang there because Sharon says, we have to have all black, because. But the thing is that the piece is actually it's about Holocaust and everything. It's tragedies, but it ends on a very bright
It's
note.
transcendent.
Yes.
It's transcendent. Yes.
And our position, mine particularly, was like, let's not dress in all black, because then it will make sort of it's not a funeral, it's not a memorial service by any means.
I agree.
It's actually
It's
anthem
beautiful.
exactly.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
there should be color.
Well, I thought
Hopefully.
we thought black and white, black with red accessories.
I can see black with red accessories.
or
Yes.
or white accessories,
Or
maybe,
whatever.
And
Not all black, though.
But I thought not all black myself.
No, no.
Because the men. I mean, okay, the men would, if they wore black tuxedos with beautiful
a white flower or
flowers
something.
like
Yeah.
that, with the white shirts, that's good.
That's
And
cool.
But then the women have an opportunity to maybe do the same. I don't know. So that's going to have to be discussed. We have
Yeah,
we
but
have to have a
that is gonna
decision
sooner
by
than
tomorrow
later,
night.
yeah.
We have a rehearsal tomorrow night, so we have to make that decision.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And actually,
Well,
what?
now you can talk it out. That's good.
Yeah, actually, it was really our concertmaster, Katya Popov, beautiful woman, just and a fabulous violinist. I mean, when at our last concert, when Ruslan told me it was going to be Katya Popov, oh my God, because we're in January. She's a great violinist. She's the concertmaster of
Hollywood Bowl
Symphony,
yeah.
and she's really, really good, and she's also really a beautiful woman. Last night she was dressed perfectly for the
and it was black and white.
and it was black and white, but
yeah.
it was so
Yeah.
living. There was a lot of life in the black and white.
Yeah,
So now you're
black
wearing
and
black
white.
and white. You see?
I'm gray and white, but
Is it good?
I always wear black and white a lot for when I need to look professional, but still want to look fun.
Exactly.
You don't want
yeah.
it so heavy.
We don't want it so heavy, and the black is a little heavy. I think
All black is heavy.
It's heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. You
So
need to
we'll
brighten
see
it.
where it
We'll
goes.
see,
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know where
You'll
the.
figure it all out.
Yeah.
You guys will look.
I've got all
smashing.
kinds of different colors. I mean, I have black. I have
You
white. I have.
Do you ever wear you wear scarves a lot when you come here? Do you ever wear them when you're conducting?
I have. I've
or
had.
do they get in the way?
They get in the way. I have walked out on stage with the scarf and then ceremoniously took it off and put it down, which I might do actually. I might wear the red scarf.
Why
and then
don't you
ceremoniously put it like
it's a
that.
Jewish temple. Why don't you wear one of those scarves?
The prayer shawl.
The pressure, yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
That might be
those are
interesting.
black and white.
No, I
Yeah,
think they're
with-
bluish.
They're blue.
Oh, they're blue?
They're
Okay.
navy. But see, those colors are good. Navy blue and white, because that.
But do you have navy blue suits?
Some people don't
do.
wear navy blue
Yeah.
suits
Yeah,
too much.
so it
No.
would have to be black.
Black, but yeah.
And another consideration was because they're gonna have Sabbath service right
Right.
prior, and the beam apparently has the bluish kind of color in it, which
Yeah,
will be
most-
right on the back of stage. So they were thinking maybe blue color might not, create enough contrast.
You guys will figure it out.
Hopefully. Yeah.
The music will
And
transcend everything.
I also thought all white, but that which would be very beautiful. It would look like a bunch of angels playing the instruments, you know.
Yes, that was my also kind of point, that with the lights, because there's a professional theater, they could put the lights and everything. They could actually change the colors during the performance, and then the orchestra would appear with the different colors. That could be really, really amazing.
Yeah, this is really fun. See, everybody, this is what goes into a big performance like this. I mean,
well,
these are things that go on behind the scenes that we're just talking about, but they're really important. Yeah. The visual aspect of it is very important.
Oh yeah.
Well, and talking again now, I'll go back to the conductor thing, and for our soloist Ruslan, and for the composer. She wrote the concerto. We got together a lot prior to the first performance and did little revisions. Oh, do this, do that, do ba 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 ba. He makes suggestions. I make suggestions. We change it. We change the sound. In some cases, even change a note or add a note. I mean, Ruslan came up with some brilliant ideas of doing certain things, like that one thing that did you come up with those double stops?
The major second and third.
Yeah, great. The kind of like this. It's very exciting. And then another place, he added another note under another note, and it just kind of goes like that. It just leaves you.
And then I added a couple of technical things that I know none of other cellists can do. That's why I secured
your place on the concerto,
on this concerto.
Right. Yeah. But Sharon is amenable to that kind of thing.
Oh, she loves that. She's always open.
Yeah, she's very amenable. And even last night during the rehearsal, we were still making a few little revisions. And there was one place at the end.
Was it a long rehearsal then?
3 hours.
That's a long
on one piece.
On one piece.
Yeah, it's a long rehearsal.
On a 25-minute piece. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now. The only other time that I ever had that much time to rehearse anything, one particular piece, is once I was for a Japanese firm. I was doing some commercial, and I had like a 6-hour session to get things coordinated, and we had only one piece, and that was a very simple piece. It was the Marriage of Figaro overture. But I had 6 hours, one piece of music. I was going crazy. But last night, what a wonderful luxury it was to have the 3 hours to work on this piece. Do
you have one more rehearsal then? Before?
We have two
Two more rehearsals.
Yeah. So
it is amazing. Why don't you give out? You've got the piece of paper in front of you. I gave you.
The date.
The address and the time.
It's this coming Friday the 13th. Okay?
Yeah.
7 p.m. The Shabbat service starts at 7:30. The concert will be around 8 o'clock. It's at the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills, Temple of the Arts. The address, 8440 Wilshire Boulevard, Beverly Hills. Admission is free. And
get there early.
Get there early.
Get there early because parking, and from what I've heard, there's usually a line to get in because there's no tickets. So get there early, park. There's going to be things going on outside, exhibits going on. So
the Museum of the Holocaust.
So there's going to be a lot going on. So get there, don't go home from work if you work in that area. Just kind of
have dinner.
Have a light dinner.
Have a light dinner and come to a heavy concert. No,
it's not a heavy concert. Come on, don't get that. It's really beautiful.
It is beautiful.
If you didn't catch the information, Google Glendale Philharmonic or Frank Feta or Ruslan Birukov. Just Google, or go on our website GlendalePhil.com.
And you can probably Google the temple.
Temple of the Arts.
The Temple of the Arts.
Yes.
The Saban Theater.
I think also Museum of the Holocaust, probably. All of these.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to find out.
This information.
Great.
Is this Ruslan's music? Are we taking a break? Okay, I can see the clock. Okay, we are taking a break. We're going to go out to break with Ruslan's music. When we come back, we said we would open up the phone lines again. Ruslan, why don't you give out the call number? You're good at that.
323-473-3100.
Okay, and if you do get put on hold, just stay there. We will get to you, and we will be taking your questions.
Even if you put on hold for an hour.
We'll be gone by an hour. Oh, no, we're just closing out the show.
Last time people were waiting for an hour.
No, they won't have to do that, hopefully. Okay, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, We will continue this amazing conversation. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
Thank you for tuning in to LA Talk Live, reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we're more than just talk. Stay tuned.
It started out like a totally normal day.
I love you.
I mean, I guess I was a little sweaty and I was definitely sore. I thought I had gas. Turns out I was having a heart attack. Heart disease is the #1 killer of American women. So now I take care of myself and tell the other women in my life to do the same. Make it your mission to save your life and the lives of the women you love. Find out more from the American Heart Association at goredforwomen.org.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Starla Quarles, and I'm inviting you to join us every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People. Join us as we discuss the topics that are relevant to today's generational leaders. So don't forget to tune in to The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People, every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio. Or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
This is Brett Chapin.
And this is Dorothy Dillingham Blue, inviting you to join us every Saturday at noon Pacific Standard Time for our show, La La Land Talk.
Join us as we talk with some of the top talent in LA. Artists' untold stories, your phone calls, and live on-location broadcasts have made La La Land one of the best sources in LA for everything entertainment.
So don't forget to tune in to La La Land Talk.
Exclusively on latalklive.com.
You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio. Or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com.
Saturdays at noon Pacific Time. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk, Twitter, twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live.
And we are more than just talk.
Welcome back to Alina's Beauty Talk and more. This is Ruslan playing. What is the name of this
That's a
piece?
piece called Dance of the Elves.
It's
Dance
so
of the Elves by David
adorable.
Cocker. Yeah, and I mean, if you're just talking, there is a orchestral version of it. Maybe.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
It's a great encore piece.
And it's not just fun to listen, it's really fun to watch because the cellist is playing these upper pitch notes below the fingerboard. It's like literally on that, we call it the rosin area. Yeah.
It's great.
So
That was a great little piece. Yeah, you know Richard must have liked it because he left it on so everybody could listen to it, which is really important. Okay, we're going to kind of change this. I mean, we're still staying in music, but we have this amazing guest with us that Ruslan asked to come on the show,
yes.
Andrea, and she's actually going to be playing in the orchestra this Friday night, but she's been a student of Ruslan's for 12 years.
No, for 10. No, less, 9.
Come
8.
on, you make it.
9, I think
okay,
it's
9,
okay.
yeah. She's not
We
singing.
started at 15. Now we're down to 9.
I'm only 20 years old, so it's only 20 years.
But I'm always about inspiring parents to get their children into music, and I love it when Ruslan brings on a former student. Because it's so inspirational to, hear their story, how your mom, found Ruslan and, how it's changed your life being involved in cello.
Well, I actually grew up in a musical family. My mom's a piano teacher herself. And how we got to know Ruslan, it was a little bit complicated. My older brother played the violin, and he studied with a teacher who was part of a bigger program. And at that time, or perhaps Ruslan, you can talk more about it, but when Ruslan came over to the United States, that teacher helped Ruslan get settled here, and it was actually in San Diego, not Los Angeles.
Yes,
Michael's
yes.
Island, and that's how I became associated with Ruslan.
I still believe that. I remember our first. Andrew was one of my very first students here in the States, and I arrived having this master's degree in music from Moscow Conservatory. Being a professor in music academy in Croatia, having professorship in one of the largest music schools in Moscow. All of a sudden, I see this child, she was 9 years old, 8 years old, I don't remember how old she was. And I remember, the first piece that you played for me. Remember
Was
what
it the Swan?
The Swan. Yes, look at that. She remembers it. Now, the Swan is the piece. It's about a bird. It's in a major key, but it's a pretty sad piece though, because the swan.
And she was 9 years old?
Yeah. And the bird is at the end of the piece dying. It's the winter time. It's from the Carnival of the Animals, actually, which we did with Frank a year ago. Yes, and I actually have recording of our Carnival of the Animals here. We might actually play it with Emma Phillips. Yes, we might play. Play that particular movement.
Oh, that had the cuckoo in it.
Yeah,
Well,
that
the
was
piece,
the big
Yeah,
piece,
that was my favorite little part, the cuckoo part.
But if you remember that moment when I walked on the stage on the top in all white.
Yes.
That's the Swan. That's the piece.
Okay, I do remember that. That was beautiful.
Yes, and so at the end of that piece, it's a winter time. The lake is frozen, so Swan is dying. So Andrea's Swan was truly dying. I remember that part. And it was one of the most difficult moments for me because after teaching adults, all of a sudden you have the child in front of you. My English at that time was limited with California Driver's Handbook, and I was like, sweetie, put the fingers like this, hold the ball like this, and she's not always understanding me. I'm not always conveying the message. I was soaking sweat at the end of that. The beginning of this teaching children is a very special task. It's a very special thing. Not all the teachers that can teach adults can teach children. It's very, very special thing and difficult. It's not easy at all.
But you stayed with Ruslan for how long?
All the way until
all the way to college.
Yeah. And then we went through this. I don't know if you remember. There was this moment, like parents were wondering, okay, what Andrea is going to be? Is she going to be a doctor? Is she going to be? I don't know if you remember. I was on the diet. I was getting rid of my, extra weight. Andrea announced that she's going to be a plastic surgeon to make a liposuction on Mr. Birukov. It was very
Why were you
cute.
heavy at one time?
No, I didn't have liposuction or anything.
No, I've
I was
never
just
seen you. Oh, you said you were losing weight or something?
Yeah, I was trying to.
Oh.
I'm still trying to lose weight. It's ongoing process. So, and then eventually, and I decided to do music major. I had to confess, even for me, it was somewhat surprising. And you remember that moment when you already were accepted to UCLA, when the scholarship was already secured and everything, that this conversation you were asking, should I do music major or music management?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually suggested do music management.
And did you choose music
No,
management?
she went into music.
No, I went into music.
Good
It's
for
called
you.
music industry.
Music
Yeah,
industry.
but I chose to do performance just because, I mean, it's been what I've been doing my whole life, and I've had such a great teacher who supported me all the way. It just seemed like a waste if I didn't keep
And you probably
exploring
watched
it.
him grow as a teacher. And,
Probably.
and his English got a lot better.
It's hard for me to tell. I mean, I was still a kid, growing up. A lot of what I remember is it's really just really fleeting. I'm trying to think.
There probably
But
were
I
some funny
actually,
stories.
Yeah, there is.
Tell
I
me.
still remember the first thing you said to me after I played the swan. You said, "My dear."
Yeah.
And my dear,
Yeah.
what happened to all your bow hair? And
Oh, yeah,
apparently,
yeah.
no one ever told me that I had to replace my bow hair. So I was playing on probably like what,
Yeah, there's like
barely half an
yellow
inch
too.
of hair.
Yeah.
So I just remember being so shocked and like
Yeah,
so
the both,
scared.
And the cello needed adjustment. I remember.
Everything needed so
then
many changes.
couple years later we did a competition. It was the ABS competition. Oh, mother was against it. It's so bad. And I was like, come on, let's get it. All of a sudden, and to everybody's surprise actually, but Andrew got third prize in the ABS competition. So Los Angeles Violoncello Society competition. It was a big deal. I think.
How old were you then? 10?
10.
Yeah, probably.
10.
That's
yes.
a big deal.
Yes, and during the competition, the judges suggested them to change in the cello.
Yeah. Ruslan and my mother have had many conversations over me, but it's so nice having two people to support you. I think it's important for kids who want to learn music. They need to find a good teacher, and hopefully parents can see the value that classical music puts in children's
Do you
lives.
think it made a big difference in your life?
Definitely. I mean, I'm still doing it today. If someone told me to imagine my life without music, I wouldn't know what to say, or without meeting Ruslan, or going through the process that I went through growing up with
Now
music.
tell me honestly, were you scared of me?
At times. I think you might have
See,
made me...
my students are scared of me stuff. Remember last
Yeah,
time we
they
had a
said
couple
the
of
same
bit.
thing.
They said that initially I'm kind of scary. Once they get to know me, they realize that I'm not as dangerous as
Well, I
as
think
seem.
because you're so accomplished
Probably that's part of it.
and
yeah.
that
Russian.
then Russian that they really want to please
Yeah.
you. So
Plus the nose,
and you
and everything.
expect,
The
you
nose.
know, you have a good nose. You expect a certain
It's
level.
broken, you know?
have a
You know-
good nose.
You know how many times I was suggested to do the nose job?
Don't you dare.
Well, it's actually broken. I was a pretty active child when I was a child, and it was a famous crash on the bicycle that I actually cannot breathe well.
Oh, so
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
for
su- I
those
suppose that-
reasons.
Yeah, but I treasure my.
No,
like
the
the
nose is
bump.
good. Keep the nose.
Okay.
I mean, if you
It's
have
also,
to,
it's also an opera by Shostakovich as well.
Oh yeah.
But wait, let's let Andrew finish before we talk about your
All right.
nose.
All right.
I mean, there's not much to say.
Yes, there
Well,
is. It's very
Andrea, I have a question.
exciting.
Yeah, sure.
No, because I believe that you and I have talked about her.
Probably, yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because I knew that there was that possibility that you might go into medicine or music. That either go away. Well, what I wanted to ask you now, where did you start playing the cello? How was the earliest beginnings of you on the cello?
First grade, when I was 6 years old.
And was it in the school privately or what?
No, it was privately.
Uh-huh.
I went through a public school system,
Yeah.
so they didn't have music at elementary school age.
okay.
But since my mom was a piano teacher, I did piano a little bit, but I wanted to find my own path.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I picked the cello since why not?
Right.
And my mom found a private teacher to
Great.
teach me.
Yeah.
And then you got to Ruslan.
And then I got to the real,
The real
the
deal.
real
real deal. Yeah.
Yeah, students are.
And did you live near Ruslan, or did your mom really
No.
have to drive
No.
far?
No, other way around. Ruslan drove to San
Yeah.
Diego 2 days a week.
2 days a week, yes.
2 days
Oh,
a
so
week.
you were
yes.
living in San Diego?
Yeah, I still.
Oh,
my
you
parents are
still
in
your
San
parents.
Diego,
Okay,
so
I
it was
see.
Ruslan who was doing the drives down, and I still
Yeah.
remember you said sometimes you would fall asleep
Yeah, I
coming back
still
home,
do.
and you still
I still do.
You
yes.
pull over to the side of the road
I still
and
drive
take a
to San
nap.
Diego every week, Mondays, Tuesdays, and after, people don't understand how exhausting it is to teach in general, teaching children, particularly on this level. Sometimes, yeah, halfway through, just pull off the freeway and a couple of hours. Sometimes more
No,
than a couple
that's
of hours.
safe. I mean, that's what you should
Yeah, he's
do.
called. I've talked to him on his cell phone and said I'm on the way or either going or coming. I'm tired. I'm gonna pull off for a couple hours. It's pretty amazing, to have that kind of devotion. And I think that as you were saying, the difficulty of teaching is, I know it is for me, the concentration and focus you have to give to it. And sometimes a student will be very cooperative and listen, and then they'll be recalcitrant and almost combative, and you have to worry about. And then sometimes other things intervene, a confusion between what the student wants, what the parents want. Sometimes it's a matter that, I know in my case, because I don't teach piano because I just couldn't handle it. And people keep asking me if I would do that. I do teach conducting and I work with opera singers. But even at that, especially with opera singers, they're very conflicted sometimes about what they're doing. And a lot of them have no resources. They've gotten out of college. They don't know what they're doing. They have a waiter's job or something like that, and they're trying to pursue a career, but yet they need further development, to make it happen.
Well, with the children are largely dependent on the parents' decision, and whether parents would be able to drive them or not, whether
Right.
parents can afford it or not. And of course, the reasons why parents pursue, sometimes you would bring a child who doesn't want to do music at all, in fact, hates the music, but the parents want him or her doing music, it's all very difficult.
It
It's
is
not easy
very
at all.
difficult. And sometimes it just doesn't work out. And
Sometimes,
other
yeah.
times it works out like Andrea, where she just continues to grow with it. And when you get out, let me just ask Andrea a question. When you finish, because you're going into your last year of college, what do you think you're going to do when you graduate? Are you going to go on to graduate school? Are you going to just pursue your life in music?
Well, that's a possibility, as you said, grad school. I think it's becoming more and more necessary for musicians
Yeah.
to go to grad school and get their master's degree in performance.
And doctorate degree
And
as well.
doctorate,
Just trust
too.
me on that count.
Yeah, but
Do you have your doctorate?
No, I didn't. They didn't let me to finish it because I moved to United States, and there were 2 weeks. I was doing my doctorate at the Moscow Conservatory. 2 exams I had to take was English language, and I had to play a concert. That's a part of a curriculum. After being in the States for 3 months, and I was a student at USC at that moment on the graduate certificate program. I went back trying to finish the degree and just wouldn't let me. I guess they were so insulted by me, sort of switching the gears. Never happened. I probably still can come back and, do those.
You mean Moscow?
Yeah.
You would refer to
And
Moscow.
go and get your
Yeah,
doctorate.
I will be in Moscow in 2 weeks.
Oh, so maybe check it out.
Yes. Well, a couple of students of mine made it to Youth International Tchaikovsky competition, which is one of the largest music competitions in the world. So we will see. Yeah, I'll definitely go inquire and see how it will. But definitely get a doctorate. It's needed. That piece of
Okay,
paper is
so
needed.
that means you're going to put this kid in school for the next
I know.
5 years. Yeah.
5 years.
But it's you never stop learning, especially
No,
in music.
no.
You're always growing and changing, and it's exciting to be at a school where there's so much going on.
And you can play in the evenings. You go to school
Yeah.
during the day and you play your cello
Or teach,
or teach or both.
Yeah.
Or you start recording with people. So you got a whole world ahead. I mean, that's what's so amazing about it. If you play an instrument, you don't ever lose it. There's so many possibilities, so many avenues open to you, and things we're not even thinking of now will probably open for you.
No, I'm definitely excited. I think there's not a lot of opportunities in other careers to see your own profession go in so many different directions. Like you can be an orchestra, you can be working nonprofits. You can be working with the Los Angeles Museum of the Holocaust.
Yeah.
The path of a musician
Or you
is
can
just
be
truly
working
varied.
at, the LA Film. I mean, there's just
Or that, yeah.
There's just tons of opportunities, right, Frank? I mean,
there are, and I think that should be a fact. I mean, we always talk about we very often talk about the contraction of opportunities rather than the expansion of opportunities, and a lot of the expansion of the opportunities, especially I think in this country, are if you have really great skills and really know your instrument, you know the music, you know the history, and you are willing to expand into other areas using those as tools and as an adjunct to typically what we call classical music, you can open up a lot of opportunities that you would never imagine to have opened up before. Even as a conductor, I mean, I've been like an on-screen conductor for movies and TV kind of things. As a conductor, I don't only conduct, Beethoven, Brahms, and Bach, but I also can do pop concerts. I've expanded into ballet. I love dance. I studied dance, so I like that. I'm big in opera, and I love words. I love the theater. I studied acting. So and I've used all of these skills sort of as a marketable tool to sometimes sustain what I love to do, like conducting the Bestemming concerto, which is a serious work, but it has theatrical and components, which I think I've been trained to do in a certain kind of a way. I think I have a feel for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think what I also noticed, many parents, once the child sort of suggests that he or she wants to go into music major, it starts, parents are, will he or she be able to support themselves? How is it going to be? What is going to be? It's a multi-billion industry.
Yeah, big industry.
I mean, it's really, one has to be exceedingly lazy or extremely stupid not to be able to make living in it.
You've made a great living.
So far, yeah, I can't really complain. I have enough to afford flying airplanes.
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of scale or proportion. Are you going to be as wealthy as the Koch brothers? Probably not. You're probably not going to have 238 or 400 billion in your bank account, But can you be comfortable and secure and have a beautiful artistic life that's going to last for 60, 70, 80, 90 years? Because it seems an awful lot of musicians live a long time and are very, very, and artists in general. I'm not only speaking of musicians. For example, Kurt Loewens, our narrator for tomorrow night, he's at least 85 years old, but he's still has this vivacious and probing and humorous and intellect. And I probably would much rather be speaking to him than some of these people who are multi-billionaires who all they do is golf, which is nothing wrong with golf, but they go to country clubs on their most of their lives, and who knows what their lives are about. We never know for sure. But I feel I feel alive when I'm with artistic people.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I've always been around artists.
Yeah. Frankly, even someone is looking for the stable, secure income. There are companies like, for instance, LA Philharmonic,
right?
Annual salary with, if you are just a musician, just join the orchestra, it's about $150,000 a year.
About that,
yeah. So you can live pretty comfortably.
Oh,
on
yes,
that.
And
you don't work that many days.
And the workload is 25 hours a week.
And your work is not work.
No, it's something you
making
love.
Music.
I mean, this is always said to me. They said, people say, do you enjoy that? And I'd say, what do you think? Yes, I do.
Yeah, you couldn't stand up there and conduct an orchestra.
No,
if you
but I
didn't
have.
love it.
I have 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. I don't care. I'll stand there conducting for 6 hours and then feel still enough energy to have a wonderful conversation about what we're going to wear and then go to the store shopping.
Yeah. Well, you always, you're a great shopper. Every time he comes out to do the show, because there's a lot of stores around here, he goes shopping.
This is true. You can always find a bargain, It makes my musician salary stretch further.
But let me just ask Andrea a few more questions. I mean, have you is your family still supporting you? I mean, probably even more. And does your mom still play the piano? Are you still a very musical family?
Yes, definitely. I mean, my brother quit violin sometime in high school since he got busy, and he went on pursuing a business degree. But my mom is still a piano teacher. She still teaches about 30 kids back at home in San Diego. So, and they
now, was your dad
support what I do.
musical?
No, my parents actually both came from Taiwan. So, my dad actually never got the opportunity to learn music. But my mom has always said if there is a musician in the family, it's him, since he is like the number one supporter when I was growing up, going to concerts, listening to classical music on the radio.
Now, would you ever play like jazz or pop? Do you, switch around other than just playing classical?
Definitely. I think that's actually a really important thing. At UCLA, they actually teach us to keep our minds open. The more, definite you become as a musician, I think the lower the chances you have to succeed.
Right. Yeah,
so a lot in college, they encourage you, go learn other things. Try to equip yourself so you become so unique that there is no other musician like you. So, yeah, they actually teach us jazz. There's improv classes. And pop, there's always people looking, for a cello since it's so popular these days. I've played on, CD recordings as, the bass line and stuff. So it's all about opening yourself up to opportunity. And you find that you really discover music in new and invigorating ways.
And how much do you practice a week?
A week?
Aha.
This is the question Ruslan has been asking for. It's about, 3 hours a day? At least.
At least, okay.
At least.
Not enough.
Never enough for Ruslan.
The teacher talking.
Well, my students know. I mean, every lesson usually ends up, in my case nowadays, as okay to have questions, usually no, requests, no, suggestions, no, concerns. Sometimes child will say, yeah, I have concerns. Okay, that means that the point was taken. Complaints, usually no complaints. All right, go home practice 6 hours every day. And
Did you practice that much every day? Growing up?
Me, yes.
You
I had
did,
periods,
and you
yeah.
still had time to break your nose?
My record was 11 hours. I had 2 days of 11 hours in my life.
Oh, we have a caller,
caller.
You want to take it? Okay. I guess I'll take. Hi, caller.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. Do you have a question?
This is Paula in Echo Park.
Hi, Paula.
I have a question for all of the musicians and the conductor.
Conductor is
all
not
right.
a musician.
So, the conductor's not a musician. He's just a conductor.
What would you have done growing up if you didn't choose music?
What's that again?
What would we be if we had not chosen music?
Besides unemployed, what profession would you have chosen if you didn't go into music?
Okay, Andrea, you go first.
I would have gone into the medical field. So I would have probably studied to become a physician's assistant.
Well, okay. At least it didn't say that you would do liposuction on me.
And I would have gone into acting.
Acting.
Yeah, probably acting. Yeah.
And Ruslan?
I would become a pilot.
That's true.
Yeah.
You are a pilot.
I
now.
am. Yes, I am officially a pilot. We can announce. I am the only professional musician in the world who has commercial licenses, pilot licenses for single and multi-engine aircraft. I'm the only professional musician in the world that has certified flight instructor license for single engine and multi-engine aircraft. And I hope to get certified flight instructor instrument license sometime next week. Keeping fingers crossed. At that point, I'll become truly unique.
So see, they all do have other interests.
Of course,
but music came first. Music won out.
Well, music is the
in your
base
soul.
of everything.
It's
and
pretty
then,
compelling,
Yeah.
As I look back now, I couldn't see any other path, But, you never know. But I did, in order to, as Ruslan has studied flight, I did study acting because when I came to Los Angeles, I thought, oh, LA's movies, it's a theatrical place. So I studied acting and gave that a try. And I did some acting after I did that, but I kept the music.
But you
as the
pretty
highest
much act
priority.
on stage.
You do.
All
You
right.
do.
Oh, we're taking a break. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Paula, are you still there? No.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Thank you for
Thanks,
answering the
Paula.
question.
Oh,
Thanks
thank you
for
for
calling.
calling.
Come on
All
the
right.
concert.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We have to take a short break. I can't believe it's 1 o'clock, after 1 o'clock. So we are going to take a short break. When we come back, we're still going to continue our conversation. Frank, I'm going to put you back on the mic to talk about the summer concerts in Marina Del
certainly.
Rey.
Great.
So everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
Thank you for tuning in to LA Talk Live, reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we're more than just talk. Stay tuned.
Hubert's Lemonade, tasty, refreshing, sweet, and tart. Happiness in a bottle. Visit Hubert's Lemonade at hubertslemonade.com. Once again, that's hubertslemonade.com. Happiness in a bottle. Xavier Tees and Tots, groundbreaking fashion, forward street smart designs. Tees and Tots for men, women, and boys. Visit XavierUSA.com. Once again, that's XavierUSA.com.
Young Connection, your one-stop connection for all your graphic design and commercial printing needs. Young Connection is a full-service printing and media design company dedicated to providing the highest level of customer service and satisfaction. Young Connection provides swift response and rapid turnaround services for banners, brochures, business cards, letterheads, church bulletins, funeral programs, flyers, logo design, posters, and much, much more, all at an affordable price. Young Connection, the official printing company of LA Talk Live. Give them a call at 310-491-3336. That's 310-491-3336, or visit their website at www.youngconnection.com. That's www.youngconnection.com. Young Connection Printing and Media Services, proud sponsors of LA Talk Live, where it's more than just talk.
This is Shock Kim Williams, and I'm with the Shock Factor here on LA Talk Live. We would like to introduce to our small businesses our new business directory for the month of June 2014. So let me explain how it works. We will set you up with 100 commercials, 3 times a day, every day, and 4 times a day on the weekends at peak hour for 1 whole month. And that's not all. We'll even provide you with your own professional audio commercial. For more information about joining our new business directory here at LA Talk Live, please contact Shakim at latalklive.com. That's SHAKIM at latalklive.com.
Thank you so much. My name is Emo Phillips, and along with the Glendale Philharmonic, we are truly and deeply honored this afternoon to present to you all one of the most charming symphonic tales ever to come out of the Stalinist regime. Sergei Prokofiev's heretofore immortal Peter and the Wolf. As you may know, Each character is represented by a musical instrument. The little bird is represented by a flute. The duck by an oboe. The cat by a clarinet. The hippopotamus sorry, Mark.
No, that's a previous. Yeah. Our concert is here. We can play
Okay.
this one.
All right.
You know what?
We're back, everybody. I just got the signal. We're back on air. Ruslan, talk a little bit, real quick, about that piece, and then we got to get Frank back on the mic to
This
talk
one that
about.
we just
Yeah,
got-
it was
okay,
so
yeah.
cute.
That's a Carnival. Sorry, that's a Peter and the Wolf by Prokofiev, and we had a phenomenal narrator for this piece, Emo Phillips. He's a very famous comedian with a very classic, clean kind of, stand-up. And so yeah, it was sort of a miracle. We managed to book him for that particular concert. He narrated it. It was 2 years ago. That particular concert happened 2 years ago. It's interesting. We are doing more and more pieces with narrators, isn't it?
It's a great medium because
Yeah.
it draws the audience in a different way.
Yeah, and it really sort of gives an audience a true explanation of what's going on.
Yeah, it's
on
kind
the
of like
stage,
going to a play, a
Exactly,
musical
yeah.
play.
Yep. So Emo's performed with us twice, and that was our first show with him, and the second happened in January. We did Carnival of the Animals. Maybe we'll play one of the pieces of the Carnival. I have a stack of CDs here. I'm not sure which of them is Carnival of the Animals.
Oh,
So that was
yeah,
actually
I was at that one. That
Yeah,
was pretty
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
That was pretty
he's
amazing.
Hilarious, absolutely no vulgarity of any kind. It was excellent.
And Frank conducted that.
Frank conducted,
and
yes.
you played.
Okay, I played, yes. And the whole orchestra played as well.
Yeah, it was presented by the Glendale Philharmonic.
Yes, it was Glendale
It was
Philharmonic.
part of your series.
Yeah, it was a Glendale Philharmonic annual holiday concert and birthday party. We celebrate in the beginning of January birthday of the orchestra. We are 4 years of age.
Oh, it's 4 years
Yes.
of age now?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we roll the cake out with a happy birthday, and usually as a child or someone, to
Yeah,
blow the candles.
I don't know if you all know this, but Ruslan is the executive director of the Glendale Philharmonics. You started the Glendale Philharmonics.
I'm the founder of it, yes.
You are the founder.
Or
Drinking too much vodka.
Yeah, that's
I remember that story.
It's a daily news. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, now everyone thinks I'm alcoholic or something. Particularly after they started calling me Jimi Hendrix of the channel, So these two things kind of naturally people started calling me asking, do you do drugs or do you drink a lot? That sort of, parents of the students also sometimes have this look on their faces like, if the lesson is early in the morning and I'm still sleeping, I can see that. What was he doing in the evening? Nothing. I was working.
You're working.
I was practicing. You do a lot of your work in the evening.
Well, look,
and you play a lot at night.
Concerts are happening in the evening. There's nothing to do about it. If you schedule a recital at 9 a.m., how many people will come to the recital? Not that many. Musicians work in the evening, but students like to come for the lesson in the morning. So I don't. Okay, just for the records, forever. I don't do drugs at all. I don't smoke. I almost don't drink, despite the fact that I'm Russian. Last time I was drunk, I don't know, maybe it was over half a year ago. And I wasn't
Well,
really
that's not
drunk.
that long, but I do have to
For
say,
Russian,
for
it's
Russian-
overwhelmingly
but
wrong.
I do have to say,
Oh, but he's a
we-
pilot. He's
yeah.
not going to do that.
Yeah, I couldn't-
No, he's not going to do that
But I do
anymore.
have to say, it does work out. We work out at Gold's Gym in
Correct.
Hollywood, and I have run into him at the gym
Yes.
on my time, which is late afternoon
Yes,
or early
yes,
evening. I'm like, oh my God, there's Ruslan. We've run into each other, so
I-
he does work out.
Right, and I run
everybody.
into
So-
him at Trader Joe's. So
And you were buying the wine.
he wasn't buying any
I
wine.
wasn't
I was
buying
buying wine.
That's
okay.
right.
On that note, Frank, since you're close to the mic, let's talk about what's happening with you this summer in the Marina Del Rey.
Well, here in Marina Del Rey area, there's a wonderful concert series. Ruslan has appeared on the concert series of it last year. I believe it was last year.
Yeah.
We did the Dvorak Cello Concerto. 15 years ago, I was contacted by the Department of Beaches and Harbors, which is a huge, huge agency for the County of Los Angeles. They run Marina Del Rey and other things in the county. And they said they wanted to establish a concert series. And 15 years ago, we did a trial concert. It was one concert for that concert series, I believe, in the year 2000, and it was a symphony concert. And I conducted it. And it was so exciting and so popular that they said, you're on. We're going to establish a concert series from now on. It will have 8 concerts. 4 of them will be popular concerts, and 4 of them will be symphony concerts. And I said, I'll sign on the dotted line. It sounds great to me. And at that moment, a sort of a new symphony was born, and it's called the Marina Del Rey Summer Symphony. And this project was very enlightened, both from the standpoint of the beaches and harbors, and also because of a wonderful guy who is a very, very enlightened person, I believe, Don Kanabi, who is the supervisor, LA County supervisor for the district here. And he's a music lover, and he thought, this is a beautiful venue at Marina Del Rey. It's at Burton Chase Park. We want to make use of this in the summer. And what better use would it be to bring people to the cool, fresh ocean breezes, see the seals, see the ocean, see the sailboats, and sit there and listen to great music.
And see the sunset.
And see the sunset. It's a beautiful, unparalleled setting. Probably no setting like it in the world where concerts are occurring.
And which concerts are you conducting?
I conduct the symphonic
I know,
concerts.
but
yeah.
do you have the dates?
I do. All right. But the concerts that
We're
I'll be...
going to run out of time.
Oh, sorry. We start on July 10, which is Thursday, and we go every 2 weeks after that. So you do the math. If we start on July 10.
We just need the starting date.
Right, July 10. Now, here's the way you contact about all the information. You could just go and Google Marina Del Rey concerts. That's one way. And I'm going to put my glasses on and read here. There is also a phone number, which is 310-305-9545. And another way that you could do it that is very simple, you could go to this website, which is culvercitysymphony.org. culvercitysymphony.org. And you'll get all the information on that website as well, because technically speaking, the Culver City Symphony is what it is, the Culver City Symphony during the winter season, and it becomes the Marina Del Rey.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it becomes the Marina Del Rey Summer Symphony at Marina Del Rey for the summer
so they
season.
get to work a lot.
They get to work a lot, and not only that. The benefit of that, as anybody knows, is if you have the same people performing, and you trust those people, you get a much better product.
And you are conducting.
And I'm conducting, right.
Now,
right.
do you know what they're playing on the weeks that you're not playing?
Okay, on the Saturday night concerts, they have a very nice lineup. They have somebody by the name of Yuna, the Blue Oyster Cult, Roberta Flack, and the Pacific Mambo Orchestra. A very nice lineup of pop concerts on the Saturdays. And so you can come Thursday or Saturday. The concerts are absolutely free. You have to pay for parking, but this is a beautiful thing that you can't get anywhere else. If you park at various particular parking lots, you climb onto a boat a water taxi, and the water taxi brings you to the concert site and then picks you up at the end of the concert or during, I mean, these taxis run for like every 15 minutes or every 10 minutes. Again, all of that information is on the websites or at the phone number that I gave you. This is a remarkable thing that the County of Los Angeles and beaches and harbors are providing for the residents of the county. And I might, or for whomever wants to be there. But from my point of view, where are you going to, in this area, listen to a full symphony orchestra on a beautiful evening of the summer, hear first-class symphonic music, first-class artists, and sit and hear and watch the seals, look at the sunset as Ruslan has said, and watch the sailboats come in and out of the harbor. It is one of the most remarkable places to listen to good symphonic music.
And it's starting July 10th.
Yeah.
We start July. We start on July the 10th.
It's completely free of charge.
And it's free.
It's totally free. It's a phenomenal date kind
now,
of setting.
Are you playing in any of these?
Yeah, I would play. I actually booked me for July 24th.
Oh, good.
As a principal. Of
okay.
The cello.
Ruslan's. See, I don't know all this all the time.
Yeah.
So Ruslan will be playing principal cello. Wonderful.
Yeah, and
great.
It's
Are
basically.
you going to fly there?
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Now, do you have your license for amphibial landing?
Actually, I don't have the license to fly, but I can teach.
Amphibious.
Okay. With the licenses I have, I can. I just need to get 15 hours of that.
15 more hours.
Yeah.
Off to Vegas? Oh, there's no. Yeah.
There's no amphibious in Vegas. Unfortunately, there's a desert there.
On Lake Havasu, there's no water there anymore.
Yeah, so it's free of charge. It's a picnic type of area. So you can bring food, wine,
blanket. Make sure you bring a blanket.
I would. Yes. Here's what I would advise to all of you who will be coming to this. Do dress fairly warmly because you have the Pacific breezes, and when the sun goes down, it can get a little chilly. Do bring. You can bring sleep. Sometimes people cuddle up in sleeping bags. Some of them bring blankets. Some of them bring folding chairs. I believe that you can. I think you can rent chairs there as well. The county provides that, certain limited amount. As far as food goes, there is a cafe at the county at the site, the Burton Chase Park site. And then, of course, as you know, all around you, within like 5 minutes walk, there are 5, 6, 7, or 8 or 9 restaurants.
Or
more, probably, that you can just, also, I might say, if you eat dinner like at Fisherman's Village, which is a very famous site in Marina del Rey, there's actually a water taxi that will then pick you up and bring you to the concert site.
Oh, that's a good place to park, actually.
Yeah. And it's a good place to park as well.
That's a really.
So the options are
can
wonderful.
Can you talk about rehearsal?
Oh, I would. Gosh, you're great. You're cueing me on all these things that I forget. All right, now here's what happens on Thursday afternoon. We rehearse the symphony, and the rehearsal starts at 2:30 in the afternoon. And you are certainly welcome to be there. You can bring your lunch. You can sit there and listen to the process of rehearsal. You can sit under a tree or there's a pergola where there's some shade, or you can and actually bring your blanket and reserve your site for the evening as long as you're sitting there. Yeah. And you can be having your latte or whatever, your iced tea and your sandwich or your dolmush, whatever you're eating, and listen to the rehearsal. Yeah. It's a splendid way to spend a whole day by the ocean.
It's just imagine,
and listen to amazing music.
Yes,
imagine Hollywood Bowl, but with the ocean.
Yeah, right.
Free
you
of
mean
charge.
The Hollywood Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the ocean, free of charge, and with your favorite bottle of wine and your favorite people around.
It's remarkable.
It's so remarkable. Yeah.
And it's certainly not. The venue may hold anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 people, where it's hard to keep track of exactly how many people. But what happens a lot of times, even if people overflow a little bit onto the sides, there's lawns on the sides where they can still hear the music and enjoy it if it happens to get too crowded.
And they are mics, so there are speakers, so it's all well heard. It's well heard, and they build like a mini, like a stage.
Yeah, we have it
with the lights. Mm-hmm. It's a real performance. It's like the orchestra is just sitting there on the beach and playing.
No, this is a real concert.
It's amazing.
And I'm Hollywood Bowl and other such venues are great. A lot of people have said, we used to go to Hollywood Bowls on your symphony nights, but nowadays we decide we go on other nights to Hollywood Bowl, but come here on Thursday night.
Yeah, people know the Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Now, are you playing the Hollywood Bowl this year?
No, I'm not. I wish I were.
Yeah, next year.
Next year.
Next year.
Next year. I'm available,
right,
but I'm not on Thursday nights. How about Saturdays? How about Fridays?
Or whatever night. Okay. All right. We don't have too much time left. Just a few minutes. Let's go around the table. Give your final thoughts. How if people wanted their children to get involved in cello, how do they reach you, Ruslan?
Just Google my name if you can spell it.
No, go to, what about Cello Art?
Celloart.com. Okay, it's CELLOART.com. Or Google Glendale Philharmonic. That's pretty easy.
Spell your name for everybody so that they can look you up, because your website's adorable.
Even I misspell my name sometimes. It's RUSLAN. That's my first name, and the last name is B as Bravo, IRYUKOV as Victor. But easiest, it's a celloart.com, glendalephilharmonic.com. Come on our concert on Friday. Come on our concerts in Marina del Rey. I promise you will enjoy it. Those are remarkable, professionally done productions that are absolutely free of charge.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's why I'm so glad that you guys could come back on to promote all this, because, we did it maybe almost 2 months ago.
Yeah. Actually, about a month, I think.
You've been on every month now.
I'm sorry.
Thank God. I'm thrilled you guys
Why don't
are
you
able
do it
to
just a weekly appearance now?
I keep saying that you would, you would come and co-host my show every week.
And actually, we would even bring a keyboard in and actually do some live stuff.
I'm just starting to book summer. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Andrea, give us your thoughts about children getting involved and staying involved in music.
Yeah, sure. If there's any parents listening here, I think if your child is not involved in music yet, look into it. It's so fulfilling, and I think the knowledge and experience you gain from just playing music in your life, you understand so much about world, life, how to you really find yourself within
and
this
probably
moment.
Socially too, because there's always
Socially,
something
too.
There's always a click.
Youth orchestras, chamber music,
High school orchestras, high school band,
exactly.
elementary school band.
You know what's happening now? My students stopped referring students to me, their friends, because they're afraid. One kid eventually admitted he's afraid that in his high school someone will start playing better than him if they study with me. Can you imagine for this phenomenon?
That's good. That gives a little bit of edge to things.
It's good competition.
But
definitely, look into getting music, especially it's summer, kids are off of school. This is a great opportunity for kids.
Now,
to
should kids kind of say? Do parents have to push them, or did you have to push your parents into? No.
It's kind of a both. Of course, you have to still motivate your child every day, to practice, since not everyone likes doing that. But if the child is interested, go for it.
Yeah. At least expose them to this. At least try. I promise you, it's not as expensive as many people think.
No, it's not. It's not. All right, Frank, your final thoughts.
Well, number one, thank you for having us again. It's great. It's such a wonderful opportunity for all us. And thank you. That's great. They love you. See, they love you. There you go. But the support of the musical world is really important. Not only from the spirit, but from a social point of view. So we want to see you at our concerts. We hope we'll see you at the Temple of the Arts on Friday. We'll see you at Marina del Rey Summer Symphony, at Culver City Symphony as well, Glendale Philharmonic. And if any of you want to contact me personally, you could Google my name, Frank Fetta, Fetta, like Beverly Hills. It's the Greek cheese with 2 T's. Okay. Or you could get me at culvercitysymphony.org, or you could call Marina del Rey Summer Concerts, which is 310-305-9545, and they'll relay any messages to me. We hope we see you at all of our concerts, and thanks for being so supportive.
Okay, and Friday night it is at Saban Theater. Okay.
8440 Wilshire.
8440 Wilshire. And get there early so you can find parking. It starts at 7:30 and it's going to be amazing, and it is free. I saw the smaller version of this in January and it was incredible. So I'm looking forward to it. And Ruslan, thank you for coming to the rescue to put this show together. Such short notice. I know I can always count on you working the phones to get us all here together to give out this amazing information. All right, what's coming up on this show next week? I actually have a beauty show. I have a beauty blogger that came on the last show, and I thought she was phenomenal. So she's coming in a week early this month, Sibel, to do a beauty blog show next week. So we'll have some of the latest and greatest beauty products to talk about. So yes, I am still continuing to do beauty shows, but there's so much beauty in music too. There's all kinds of beauty. So we got to share all our knowledge with everybody. Absolutely. So everybody, have a great week. Come to the show on Friday night. Get some exercise. Listen to some classical music. We don't really hear enough of it. Since you guys have been coming on, I've been playing all kinds of classical music. That's great. So that's great. It's great. And I actually have found a lot of people do listen to classical music. Absolutely. More than I even imagined when I talk about having you guys on the show.
Yeah. Isn't that strange?
Yeah, I just never thought that it happened. All right, everybody, have a great week. See you next Wednesday at noon Pacific time. Bye.
Bye. See you all later.
She like my style, my swag, and my similes. Let's just keep on kissing, never stop like infinity. I mean, physically, you off the charts, boo. You little thief, you stole my heart, boo.
Thank you for tuning into LA Talk Live and the Talk Live Broadcast Network, original reality radio, and crafted for your listening and viewing pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk. Stay tuned.